This is a package that I am genuinely super freaking excited to open. I did have to buy this because Patrick Little, or P. Little, the person who sent me a beautiful package in my last fan mail episode, made the, I would say, mistake of letting me know he had a blaster I have wanted for a very, very long time. That's very difficult for me to come by. In fact, not a whole lot of people have gotten their hands on this one, and he offered to sell it to me for what I would think is a very reasonable sum. It's well over MSRP, and it could be in US stores tomorrow for all I know, but I've been checking Amazon diligently for quite some time now, and it has not popped up. So, this is really, really exciting. I have not taken it out. I've only undone some of the tape so I could, you know, remove the addresses and whatnot, but this is very, very exciting. Oh, and there is another note from him. Let's see what's going on in here. Mr. Walcom, greetings again from Tennessee. Congratulations on your purchase of a brand new pre-owned BOOMCo Rush. I was not really up for selling one, but if anyone would give it a good home, I know you will. I hope to crack my other one open this afternoon and glance at the internals. Maybe I will even fire for distance just to see. I've included the 6 smart stick darts it came with. Careful when it's loaded. Careful it is loaded. And I've also thrown in the target and instructions. I did not receive a box because it was easier for my Mexican supplier to ship it with the bulk and dead space that all of the blaster boxes could have. Pleasure doing business with you. I cannot wait to see the could this suck on this blaster and any mods that you might perform. Foam flinging regards, Patrick Lee Little Jr. or Homely665. Holy crap. And this, not an April Fool's joke. This was, I was honestly kind of expecting this to be, but from what I can tell, oh, well, that definitely looks like a double rush to me. Is this in any kind of English, I wonder? Because again, this was purchased in Mexico and not in the US. And they look to be entirely in Spanish, which I do not read at all. However, the Wifecom does. And a target! We've missed these. This is a very, very special target because I'll probably never be able to get another one ever again. I know I'm holding out here, but are you excited? Because I'm really freaking excited. I've already got a screwdriver ready for this one. Oh, it is much, much smaller than I expected. Oh, it's all taped up pretty. This is the BOOMCo Double Rush. This is a 2-dart pump-action shotgun pistol from the BOOMCo line. Obviously, I've wanted one of these, and I'm so glad to finally have one, but unfortunately, it looks like BOOMCo is pretty much dead. They are putting out some slightly redesigned yet reshelled blasters for like Young Justice League or something crazy like that. I don't really care for those all that much unless they're something interesting looking because, well, the ones I've seen are pretty much just far shot reshells. But this, oh man, it's very comfy. Very, very comfy. Let's see what the draw is like. That's not ooh. Okay, so it rotates on the forward return, which it doesn't seem to do automatically. No, you do have to manually rotate it. And the prime, not the longest. Now, you're not gonna see this, but I'm gonna, oh, look at that. Look at how pretty it looks down the barrel. You're not gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna shoot this thing right at the red chair in front of me. Ah. Not the strongest blaster ever. It doesn't have slam fire. It does not. It does not have slam fire. Can you rotate the cylinder manually? It can, but it feels pretty crunchy. But it's honestly not that bad at all. That's definitely decent for a shotgun. But of course, this is BOOMCo. I'm more excited to see what the plunger tube and whatnot is like. And if the gods are kind to me, the plunger tube in this thing will be somewhat decent. The muzzle on this thing is really cool looking. I don't know how much you can appreciate that. These two little front posts. There's no rear post, but much like most shotguns, there is a front post, and they're pretty nice because they're bright green, easy to point at stuff. And overall, the aesthetics are very good. It's a little bit bigger than a strong arm, I would say, maybe about the same size. I don't have one for direct comparison, but I would liken it to that. There are 4 dart holders up here, a tactical rail with nothing to put on it. Can't even really put a magazine up here unless you want to use it for dart storage. And then 2 in the grip, which is pretty standard. The pump is a little bit small, but it's very comfortable. No issues with that whatsoever. Enough delaying. It doesn't even say double rush or anything on it. Let's undo these screws and see what it's like on the inside. All right, there's quite a few little screws in this blaster, and I haven't tried to pry it apart yet, but I think I'm already seeing an issue. I believe, yeah, it looks like the front of it, that beautiful, beautiful muzzle, is solvent welded onto the beast. Well, I'm gonna go heat up some water because that's gonna have to come off. So if you don't know how to get rid of solvent welds, my suggestion is you boil some water, stick the front end in, use a cloth or something so you don't burn yourself, and I gently pry on it. Usually it will start to come off. If I'm having too much trouble, I'll grab a flathead screwdriver or something and pry at it some more. I don't want to cut this and break this. I enjoy it far too much, but I am gonna have to remove it to get inside. That seems to be the only thing stopping me right now. The rest of it does kind of come up. And of course, I'm sure there's going to be pins on the entire mechanism on the inside, but hopefully we can remove those as well. So I will be right back once I've got this front piece loose. And just like that, the part's off. Really easy to do, just boiled some water, held it in there for about 10-15 seconds at a time, and gently just tugged after, of course, shaking some water out and drying it on a towel really quick. Gently just kind of pried at the edge evenly until it popped off. You can see right there. But the part itself, completely fine. No Mars on it or anything, which is good. I did use a little bit of a flathead screwdriver, but I didn't need a whole lot. And kind of feels like the grip is doing it too, though. Nope, it's just really stuck. There's our return spring right there. Not even quite sure how that works on that. And we open her up. Oh, and actually, things do look somewhat different. Well, this is our whole priming assembly right here, which is, I want to say, relatively beefy. Of course, it's not in line with anything, so that might be a problem. But it's another pinned monstrosity. Ooh. Well, this plunger tube. 2 exit release holes on it, because of course it shoots 2 darts at a time. It looks just about the same size as every other far shot I've worked on. In fact, I'll be right back. Here is a far shot plunger. Here is the double rushes plunger. They are, as I had hoped, essentially identical. I'm not sure how far the far shot plunger primes back, but if it doesn't prime back all the way, this little bit of loss right here won't matter. Which means, yes, of course, it has ample room for a K26. That is very freaking promising. Very, extremely. Whoo, boy, am I gonna be able to get 2 shots off this thing with a K26 pump action in a nice form-fitting package? I am not going to do that today. I am going to put it back together, and I'm going to let you guys decide, should I mod this myself, which is relatively straightforward. You will cut off this original spring, and then you just twist a new one on. Or should I be nice and let Captain Xavier do it for his channel? And I'm pretty sure we all know what the answer to that is going to be. The bright side is then I don't have to worry about modding this thing myself. And he gets another video to complete his ever-loving quest to find out if all blasters can take a 1026. And honestly, these things are kind of hard to come by, so I would rather him do that. But if you guys can't wait till I presume this weekend, when I will see him again, I hope, then I can take a crack at it tomorrow. So let me know down in the comments section below. But that is everything to do with this blaster. I mean, there is some gearing right here, but that's only on the rotation mechanism, so that should be fine. This part alone is pretty darn rigid, and I'm not worried about it snapping with the K26 because there's more than enough backwards force on that, and there's enough plastic here to take it, in my opinion. And other than that, I am very stoked to see this happen. The only thing I'm a little worried about is this is somewhat of a standard catch. And as we've kind of seen with BOOMCo, they have these weird catches that normally work flawlessly. And this one may give us some issues, but look, catch spring right there. Not going to be hard to replace. So nothing really too much to worry about it. For a sidearm shotgun, this is a really, really thick and solid piece, I might add. For a sidearm shotgun, 3 shots, all those darts, and relatively simple to reload on the fly, I would run this thing no doubt, especially if I can get, I want to say at least 90 FPS per barrel. That is godlike to me. This is one of the few BOOMCo revolvers, and really it's the only BOOMCo revolver. I think got the slam bow, the twisted spinner. If you really wanted the Spin 73X, but that's a flywheel blaster. There's not a whole lot of revolvers in BOOMCo, so it's nice to see this one. And this makes me very happy to see that it can, in fact, take a K26. However, I'm really, really worried because not a lot of you are going to be able to get your hands on this blaster. Like I said, it's pretty much only available in Mexico, it looks like. Maybe in some other parts of the world. I know the original reviewer of these things, I'm gonna butcher his name, but I know they're not on this side of the pond at all, so this was a really hard blaster to get. But for completeness sake, there are the internals to the beautiful BOOMCo Double Rush. Does it actually say that anywhere on these instructions? No, because they hate us. That's too bad. I'm Walcom S7's Hands. Thank you very much for watching this video. And of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one.